used to be. All I do is keep
The rocking horse. So there's
bad company. And all I do is kiss you through the bars all around.
Can I watch you do it?
This was his 8th grade picture. He doesn't have his braces anymore. He's a handsome little devil. It's a fun game. I mean, so now I've had 3 hole-in-ones, and some people play their whole life and don't care.
When you gonna realize it was just 'cause the time was wrong? Juliet.
Gary and I drove to Polkville, North Carolina to visit Donna Noblet, the CEO and president of Colonial Braided Rug. We toured the facility and met some of Donna's employees and watched as they created rugs that will be shipped all over the world. Donna takes pride in the fact that all of the materials used in the process are made in the USA.
Well, Colonial Braided Rug started out in Mooresboro, North Carolina. We were on Highway 74, halfway between Shelby and Forest City. My parents bought this business back in the mid-70s, and I got involved with it out of college. We sell primarily to furniture stores, carpet stores, country craft stores. We do some magazine sales, and we do some internationally as well. And so after college, my husband and I, my husband at the time, started managing the business and started doing trade shows, and we would travel from, we would do Dallas, Texas, we would do Las Vegas, we would do New York City, Atlanta, Philadelphia. And so that's pretty much where our customer base came from, was doing those different shows. And at that time, our business was primarily wholesale. And so many people start shopping on the internet. So therefore, we had to put rugs on Amazon, which we do, and through internet sales and magazine sales, because so many of these little mom and pop shops pretty much got gobbled up by the big man, your Walmarts and Targets and things like that. Well, we make such a good product here at Colonial Rug, and being able to provide jobs, and we're such a close-knit family. One of our best days is when we know we're going to meet that deadline, and all the materials are going to get wrapped and shipped out the door that day, and we end up going to Sweezy House for lunch because we knew we were going to make it.
Can't do the talk like the talk on TV, and I can't do a love song like the way it's meant to be. I can't do everything, but I'll do anything for you. I can't do anything except be in love with you. And all I do is miss you, and the way we used to be.
Okay, we're here.
All I do is keep the beat, the bad company. No.
When I was young growing up, I always thought I would grow up and be an LPGA golfer. But after my experience in college, when the amount of time and the amount of effort that it would take to do that and to be successful, I realized that was something I didn't want to do. So pretty much now golf's a hobby. I would have starved to death if I would have been on the tour. The most influential person in my life had to have been my mother. I just feel very blessed to have had the parents that I do have. My father is still alive. His health is not well. But my mother's been gone for 15 years, and there's not a day that goes by that I don't talk to her, that I don't feel her presence. And I used to say as a little girl, Mama, I want to be just like you when I grow up. And I still can say that. Every morning before I would get on the bus, and I distinctly remember this, especially in elementary school and junior high, is before I went out the door, we would say together, "This is the day the Lord hath made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it." And that's something that we used to say even up until her death in '96. You just kind of start the day off good. I don't know. What makes me happy? Spending all day at the baseball field when Ben's in a tournament. He is the most important thing in my life. And it's just hard to believe that he's in the 9th grade. He's in high school now. But we have a very good relationship. I share custody with his father. And we get along really good now. I've known Roger and Tawana for over 30 years. I graduated from Burns and they went to Crest, but still our paths would cross a half a dozen times a year or so. So I guess back in the early 80s we were more acquaintances than anything, but you know, over the years we've become really, really good friends. I consider Tawana one of my very best friends. And in the braided rug business, you know, Roger's family, Rush and Juanita, they're also in the braided rug business. So believe it or not, Roger's pretty much a jack of all trades, and he has to come in and work on my machinery a couple times a year because I can't take it apart and put it back together again, but he can. Scott's sometimes hard to understand, but I love his voice. It's so calming and unique. But I like all the band members. They're all unique. Tawana did this piece for me about 8 or 10 years ago. One night about midnight, her and Roger showed up and they were on their way home from Steve and Donna Metcalf's. And so we sat here at the kitchen table for a while and we went downstairs and shot a couple games of pool. And I kept telling Tawana that the sun rises, in the wintertime, the sun rises in this window. And I had some sunflower theme, you know, going on, and just her memory from the colors in that chandelier, this is what she came up with. And for those that are friends with her on Facebook, know that this is her Facebook profile picture. So a few years after she did this piece, she actually did a circular one for Steve Metcalf that he gave his wife Donna G. So I have the original. So I did play in high school on the boys golf team. I played for UNC Wilmington. And then I've just continued to play amateur golf over the last 20 years or so. I've developed some wonderful friends, great experiences in places I've got to go, people I've gotten to meet. And in the late 90s and early 2000s, I had a pretty good stretch going on. In 1995 and then in 2000, I won the Carolinas Championship, which is a state amateur of North and South Carolina. And then in '98, I won the North Carolina State Amateur. Then there's another state tournament called SWATCA. It stands for Southeastern Women's Amateur Team Championship. It's North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Florida, and Texas, which is the closest thing to a Ryder Cup format that we have. And it's Tennessee's year to host, so we'll be going to Knoxville in October. And it's just a very, very exciting tournament because we're actually going head-to-head with people who have, you know, played on the Curtis Cup team, things like that. So it's very exciting.
We asked Donna to go outside and show us how she hits a golf ball. Let me tell you something, Scott. You don't want none of this girl.
That's straight as a damn arrow. Do you want me to hit another one? Yeah, hit one more. David and I, we'd been married about 5 or 6 years, and so we decided it was time. We were ready to be parents, and I had some health issues and was unable to conceive, and I couldn't talk him into the in vitro fertilization, so we went the adoption route. And it took us 4 years for us to get our little man, and this is when I held him for the very first time. And it's something that he has always known. I've never tried to hide it or anything like that, because it's definitely something that he should be proud of, because he was chosen. And I would say to him when we would go to sleep at night, I would tell him, I said, you know, Ben, out of all the mothers in the whole wide world, God chose me. And that makes me feel like I'm the luckiest person in the world. So this was his 8th grade picture. He doesn't have his braces anymore, and he's a handsome little devil. But anyway, it's hard to believe that this was December 17th, 97, and you know, now here we are.
Donna told us that she regretted giving up piano as a child and had taken it back up about a year and a half ago.
Like to talk on the TV, and I can't do a love song like the way it's meant to be.